Elon Musk tweeted on Friday that algorithm goes open source at noon Pacific time, which is around midnight in India Standard Time. Musk in February had already hinted at making Twitter code open source. On March 18th, Elon tweeted that Twitter will open source all codes used to recommend tweets on 31st of March. He has also provided, code transparency now, and he says that this will lead to rapid improvement in recommendation quality. We'll of course have to wait and watch out for what it does. And open source software or algorithm means that it will be publicly accessible. Anyone will be able to see, modify and distribute Twitter's algorithm that it uses to recommend tweets to its users. On the verification front, and we're going to come to verification in just a bit, but let me first begin by asking you, Karthik. Also joining us in the studio is Hemant Sajnani, who is the CTO of TV9 Digital. But Karthik, to you, Elon promised it, he has done it, he's saying it's going to be beneficial.
Yeah, so I think what is interesting to note is that Elon Musk pretty much does what he says. Unlike many other leaders, he's somebody who sticks his neck out. He says the most if I can say, maverickish statements are made publicly, and he's not somebody who goes back on his word. So 18th March, he said he's going to do it. 31st March, here we are. He tweeted a couple of hours ago that the recommendation source code is actually going to be open. Now, I really don't know what an open source recommendation engine
we
is
have
really
Hemant
going to do.
for that. Hemant, what does it mean for Twitter users, for Twitter at large?
Sure. So let me first begin with what exactly is the open source technology. So open source technology basically is giving the source code to the public so that developer community, the researchers, they come into the picture, they can change the code, they can use it for their purpose, and they can distribute it as well back to the community. So that is what the open source is, and there are many examples which are already available in the market, which are like the Linux operating system. You must have heard about it. We are using it since years now. The WordPress is a very powerful open source system. We are using it as a CMS. For many organizations are still using it. We have several other examples, like the Meta has developed one programming language which is called React. So that is being used for front end and the app development as well. So now coming back to the Twitter, like the Elon Musk, that he has disclosed that the open source of the recommendation engine that is being used by one of the most powerful platforms in the social community, Twitter, is going to be available for all the users. So that brings in a plethora of opportunity in my sense, that people, the techies, can use that source code, they can use it for their own recommendation systems, they can enhance it, and they can give back to the Twitter community as well. So as mentioned in the Elon Musk tweet as well, that he himself thinks that the algorithm that is being used for Twitter recommending the tweets is very complicated. So I believe that in certain way he is inviting other developer community to participate, to involve themselves in understanding that algorithm and make it a little simpler and more useful for the Twitter people as well. Because ultimately every platform that is having the recommendation system, they need more user engagement on their platform. So that is my 2 bits on it.
Okay. And how significant a move this is to go open source at this point in time? Because, just to apprise our viewers of what has happened in the last couple of days is Twitter's source code was also put out on GitHub.
Exactly.
There was a legal battle that ensued.
Yes.
What is the significance of going open source now?
So as Musk declared earlier that that he's planning to give the source code to the community in order to get more and more development ideas around that source code. LinkedIn is using the recommendation engine. The Facebook is using the recommendation engine. What Twitter is using right now is now in the public. So I think that the idea behind opening the source code to the public is getting more developers into it, giving their they can come into the picture, they can recommend that how exactly it can be more robust and it can be more engaging for the Twitter users. That is what I think.
Okay. There's more news coming in from Twitter. On the verification front, the new rules on blue tick will also kick in from tomorrow, 1st of April. Users will now have to sign up for Twitter Blue by paying 650 rupees a month or 6,800 rupees annually, while organizations will get a gold check mark next to their profile. In case of business, a non-profit, they will receive a square avatar, while governmental and multilateral organizations will get a grey check mark or a circular avatar. The verified organization subscription in India will come at a price of 82,300 rupees a month. Our organization will also have to pay for that. Organizations buying this plan will have to pay an additional of 4,120 rupees a month for every affiliate seat or the account they choose to give the badge to. I want to understand how helpful is this? Because, there's a huge debate on Twitter about Twitter's responsibility to ensure that I do not have a person impersonating me. From tomorrow onward, anybody can go by the name of Shweta Kothari and open an account, and as long as they're ready to pay for it, Hemant.
Yeah. So it is like, I think Elon Musk is just trying to get more and more revenue out of those blue ticks and the badges that he is introducing. So maybe he just want to, commercialize it in a better way, and maybe people have to pay from their pocket if they want to retain those ticks and the badges.
So I think if you were to look at the P&L of Twitter, it's panning out very interestingly right now. So you've cut down on half your workforce. And now, from what I understand, what Hemant just told us with this open source recommendation engine, you're actually getting collaborators coming from across the world and really doing the code for you. So you don't need the techies, all those many techies as you fired already, to be on your boards. And on the other hand, you're looking at raking up revenue, and poor genuine blue tech users like you, Shweta, are at the receiving end of this, while the likes of Hemant and me with not too many followers can go ahead and still buy one and seem authentic.
True.
Okay, so starting tomorrow, every person who's got a legacy blue tick, it will go away. You will have to start paying up. Those who are not going to pay up will not get their blue tick. It will not be retained anymore. Very interesting developments, Karthik, there from Twitter. I want to come back to just on the point of debate around this entire money minting machine around verification. A lot of people have a problem with it, and it's been a continuous debate, even on Twitter for that matter. Right. And Elon Musk has been actively responding to every person who's come up to him with a question. The idea that it's your job to ensure that my account is safe, that my identity is not, copied by different people, it's not impersonated, and more importantly, the two-factor authentication. Right. It's your responsibility to ensure that I don't get hacked.
KYC,
all of that goes
we've
away.
seen it for so many years, Shweta. This is KYC, know your customer. It's as simple as that. Banks don't take responsibility to verify you or me, right? It is our documentation that helps them verify us, that we are actually who we claim to be. Okay. So I think Twitter is pretty much playing the KYC card. At one end, it becomes a great revenue model. And on the other side, with this crowdsourcing of coders, I think it becomes a great cost proposition as well.
Lovely cost proposition. This all comes at the time where Twitter's revenues are dwindling. There are talks of Twitter's, overall market share also going down. We'll of course have to wait and watch out for how the new blue tick verification will play out in the market. We'll keep a track on that story. Karthik, Hemant, thanks very much for joining us.
And Shweta, if I can just plug in an excellent story that we have on News9 Plus on the whole saga of Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter. I think all our viewers must definitely take time, download the News9 Plus app and watch our special 2-episode series called The Musketeer to try and get inside the mind of Elon Musk.
That's going to be a hard task, but we've done it for you. Go and download News9 and watch that very interesting documentary.